Okay. All right, hey guys. It's been a long time I haven't seen you. I wanted to go over a few new math things, just so we're not getting behind. If you are following along on YouTube with Miss Kristen's lessons, today we're going to look at Module 5, Lesson 1. It's just an introduction to a big word we're going to talk about. All right. The word that I want to talk about is, attributes. Now, attributes is a big word, but all it means is describing parts. Now, we've heard something about describing before. We talked about describing words when we're writing, but we're also going to have some describing parts when we're talking about shapes, and those are called attributes. Now, we're going to start simple. I'm going to draw a few little shapes up here, and we're going to talk about some attributes or some describing characteristics that you might see. So let's take a look. All right, I'm going to draw I have 4 shapes on my board. Now, I'm looking at these and I'm noticing that I can put these into 2 different groups. Look at them for a minute and see if you can figure out what's the same and what is different about these shapes on my board. The first thing that I notice is I see I can put it into these into a group and these into a group. Now, the way that I did that is by looking at my lines. Now, if you notice, we're going to pretend that these are rooms, and we're going to stand in the middle of these rooms. If I'm standing in the middle of this room, can I get out? Yes, it's open right here. So I can get out. It's open. Look at this. If this was a room and I was standing in the middle, can I get out? Yes. So it is open. These are called open shapes. Now let's look at my bottom 2. If I'm standing in the middle of this, can I get out? I go this way, there's a wall, this way, there's a wall, this way, there's a wall. There's no way out. So what's the opposite of open? Closed. So these are closed shapes. The same thing with my other one. If I was standing in the middle, can I get out? Is there any way to get out of that room? No, there's a wall on every side. So it is closed. So those are 2 important attributes to a shape. Is the shape open or is the shape closed? And you can always figure that out by pretending it's a room. And if you were in the middle, can you get out? If you can get out, it's open. If you cannot get out, it is closed. Okay? Let's talk about some other attributes that we might see in some shapes. All right. Another attribute that you might see in shapes is when we're talking about the lines of a shape. Let's look at this shape, for example. I want you to look at this shape and I want you to first decide, is it open or is it closed? Now, if I'm in the middle, can I get out? No, I cannot. So it is a closed shape. And let's see, can you tell me something about the lines? What are the shape of the lines on here? Are they straight? Are they curved? They're curved. So this is a curved shape. All I'm doing is describing. I'm giving you those attributes. This is a closed shape that has curved lines. Okay, what about this one? Okay, is it open or is it closed? It's closed, so we can say closed. That's one attribute or one way to describe that shape. Now, this shape was curved. Look at the lines of this one. What do you notice? They're straight. So another attribute of this shape would be that it has straight lines. Okay, so we have closed and curved. This one is closed and straight. So let's look for some more attributes. Another thing we can look at is corners. Can you say corners? I want you to think about if you're in a room. Most rooms are shaped like this, okay? And if someone told you to go stand in the corner, where would you stand? You would be right here. That's a corner where two lines go together. This is a line, here's a line, that makes a corner. Look, here's a line, that makes a corner. Here we go, here's another corner, and here's another corner. So how many corners does this shape have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this shape has 4 corners. That's another attribute to the shape. I also know that it's closed, and I know that it has straight sides. And we just said it has how many corners? 4. 4 corners. Now, does every shape have 4 corners? No. Let's look at another shape. Now, I see, is it open or closed? Closed. There's no way to get out of it. It's closed. It has straight lines, not curved. There's no curves on this shape. And then I want to look and see how many corners does my shape have. Remember, a corner is a place where 2 lines go together. So here I have a line, here I have a line, that makes 1 corner. Here's a line, that's another corner. Here's a line, there's another corner. So how many corners does my shape have? My shape has 3 corners. Good. 3 corners. Now, I want to show you, when we're talking about corners, I want to show you one more shape. Okay. Now, we said that this is a closed shape. We said that it has curved lines. And I want to know how many corners does this shape have? Well, remember we said a corner is where 2 straight lines go together. Well, if my lines are curved, there is no point where 2 straight lines go together. So how many corners do you think this circle has? 0 corners. It has no corners. There are no straight lines that go together to make a corner. All right, the last attribute that I want to talk about is sides. Now, a side is just a straight line. So if I'm looking at this shape, I see here's one side, here's one side, here's one side. So that has 3 sides. If I'm looking here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. If I am looking, let's just say I give you a completely different shape. Let's do one, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one has 5 sides. So now That is 4 different attributes that we're looking at when we look at our shapes. We're going to review them real quick. First thing I want to know, is it open or closed? Okay. I want to know, is it have straight lines or curved lines? I also want to know how many corners and how many sides. So you should be able to answer that about every shape that I draw up here. So let's just say I draw this shape. First off, first thing we're going to look at, is it open or closed? Well, if I put my finger in the middle, is there any way to escape? Can I get out any way? No. So it is closed. Okay? Then I want to look at my lines. Are my lines straight or are they curved? Every line on this shape is straight. All right, I want to look at my corners. Remember, a corner is where 2 lines go together. So we're going to look. Here's a line, that makes a corner. Here's a line and a line, that makes a corner. Here's another corner and another corner. So how many corners did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corners. And then I'm going to count my sides. I have 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, and 4 sides. There are 4 sides to this shape. All of those are attributes to that shape. There are things that describe that shape. So if ever someone says, can you give me an attribute or can you describe that shape to me, you can tell them if it's an open or closed shape, if it has straight lines or curved lines, or how many corners, how many sides. We're actually going to get into the name of the shapes on our next video. So this pretty much sums up Module 5, Lesson 1. If you are curious and you want to actually look at Miss Kristen's video, your mom can go to YouTube. You can search Kristen Arwood, A-R-W-O-O-D, Module 5, Lesson 1. Make sure you click on the one for 1st grade. It's not going to be long. It's probably going to be about 7-8 minutes. It's very interactive. We do it every day in class along with our lessons, so feel free. It'll just be kind of a reminder of what we just did here together. Thank you for joining me. I'll see y'all guys later. Bye.